What's up, scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and I've got a project life process video for you today using the Reset Girls Cherish kits. So these are the December kits, and they're very Christmassy, but this is a week in August. So I'm going to show you how you can use the kits for a very non-Christmassy layout. Now, I will admit, this first card, I am extremely indecisive. I had an Inkie Quill work day today, which is when I filmed this, and it was the first one I've really been able to knuckle down and film a lot of videos in one day. And this was the first video I filmed, and I was rusty. I was feeling very rusty, even though on the weekend, if you've watched my Insta stories over on Instagram, I showed how I scrapped 39 Project Life pages in one weekend, just sitting on the couch. And so I scrapped all weekend, but I just felt rusty in front of the camera. I'm not sure what it was. So I do make... it does take me a while to do this first card, as you will see. So I decided to use the stamp, and the intention of those documenting, listening, eating, reading, all of those stamps is to document what you're currently doing. But I decided to put the word currently with the word documenting and kind of just make it a generic record keeping kind of tiny word sticker. So I go with August in these glittery stickers from my stash, because I did need some sort of alpha from my stash, and I'm using the numbers that are on the planner kit. Yes, that is the planner sheet. Yes, it is. So here I'm using quite a few different kits from the Reset Girl. I've got the sticker kit, I have the planner kit, the Crafty Girl play kit, the Whimsy banners and arrows, the happy... Oh, do I use that one? No, I don't think I use that one in this one. And the layered circles. So in the description link below, there's all of the information how you can go find out the specific kits, and my unboxing video would have gone up today as well. So I'm trying to figure out how to put the numbers near it, but then the label's too big and then the arrow's too big, so I changed the arrow, and then you can't see the arrow, so I outline it. I just fuss around a little bit, but like I was saying, I managed to get my butt into gear, and I did 39 Project Life pages on the weekend. I saved and highlighted the story on my Instagram account, so if you actually go to my Instagram page, you'll be able to re-watch the story, even though it's past the 24 hours when it disappears. If you wanted to have a look at my process, I did it all on the couch. I did some couch scrapping because we've had a bit of a busy life the last few months. You're probably sick of hearing me say that, but this weekend was our first like full weekend at home. We didn't leave the house all weekend, which was really lovely for both of us. Like, Aaron's just been craving some home time because his work has been quite hectic as well. So I managed to scrap up a storm. I'm looking for my stapler or scissors. Whenever I do that funny hand thing, I'm looking for some sort of cutting or stapling device. So yeah, I'm quite proud of my effort on the weekend, and I think... So they were weeks between August and December. I even scrapped some photos from just last week, which is unheard of. Currently, I've been scrapping photos from like March and April and earlier in the year, so it was nice to kind of catch up a little bit. I've still got so much to go, but Aaron's got, I think I said this in an earlier video, maybe, or maybe it's tomorrow's video, but Aaron has 2 weeks off, so I'm going to use a lot of that time for working while he looks after Archie, just because otherwise I won't have videos for you guys, and I really want to share them with you, and I know Aaron will understand. So this little cheeky monkey, this photo just reminds me of walking in and waking him up in the morning. This is before he could stand, so now what he likes to do is stand in the cot and bash the side of it, calling out until we come in, whereas before he would just lie calmly on his back and giggle his head off until we came in, and then would give us a big smile. So it's just these little tiny moments that Babies change so quickly. I never realised how quickly they changed. Like I've said in previous videos and on our daily vlog channel, Mr. and Mrs Rad, Archie's the first baby I've held. Like baby. I've held I think it was a 3-month-old that was a parent from school, and I held their baby for maybe a minute, and then I held maybe a 6-month-old for a couple of minutes, and that's it. I haven't seen any babies being raised. I'm flying by the seat of my pants with this one, raising a tiny human with literally zero experience. But I never realised how quickly they change just from week to week. Back to the video, actually, sidetrack. I decided to use some circles, and I used that rainbow kind of pinwheel one to mimic the colours in his crocheted blanket, which my aunt made me. And the whole reason why I've picked this week, because there are many, many weeks that aren't completed, is because this is the week that I joined the Reset Girls design team, and I thought I can't scrap this week in anything but using the Reset Girls kits, because that would be crazy. So that's the whole reason why I'm using the kit for this week. So this already, it was a very full photo, and it was from Instagram, and I'm very sorry because it cut off some of the faces, but it was the only way I could print it properly. It printed this way, and then my printer ran out of ink, and I needed to get this video printed, so the faces are kind of half there. Now this was another indecisive Adele moment. I decided that I wanted to turn this into a banner, and then there's double-sided sticky tape stuck everywhere, and I ripped it up, and I ended up covering up a lot of that flag bottom with other stickers anyway, so it didn't really matter anyway. I'm adding a couple of little hexagons, and I think I add a mini heart. Yes, I do add a mini heart, just because this was how Archie and I used to spend our mornings, which was just cuddled up in bed together, nice and still, nice and calm, watching a couple of YouTube scrapbooking videos. Whereas now we have a jumping bean for a child. He doesn't sit still. He's always on the move. He's crawling. He's pulling himself up onto everything. He likes to try and free fall sometimes, which is always fun. He is reaching almost across the lounge. Like, he gets up and leans on the side of the lounge on his tippy toes. And so calm mornings in bed are definitely a thing of the past now. This is a photo of him reading, and I know this is a very Archie-filled week, but what week isn't, really? But this was, I think my mum and dad bought this little electronic book, and they gave it to him for the first time, and he was wrapped in it. It played music and it read the story, the nursery rhymes to him, and the teacher in me can't wait to hear his little voice reading. I think that's going to be so adorable. But anyway, enough Archie talk. The thing that I really like about these kits is those big, they're in the planner kits, but those big square and rectangle stickers. Do they have a special name? I'm not too familiar with a lot of planner terms, but they're like in scrapbooking, in Project Life, we have a filler card where if you do a pocket page and you have a spot without a photo, and you don't feel like journaling, you might do a filler card, which is just like a pretty space filler, pretty much a pretty space filler. The same type of thing happens, sorry about the light, it will come back in a moment. The same type of thing is in the planner world, but they use these stickers that perfectly fit in the boxes in the planners. And so I'm going to give them a name. What can we call those? Let me know in the comments if there is actually a name for those. Do you call them like a filler sticker? Or yeah, what do you call them? But I love those because I use them a lot for layering. So for starting the basis of embellishment clusters, but also just putting on filler cards just to fill up a bit of space. And you'll see what I mean. Sorry about this light. It's very, very bright. And I think I notice in a moment. It's because I'm not using... the card that I'm working on is quite pale, See, they're all those filler stickers that I'm talking about. I know there must be a proper name for them somewhere. But I decide to use one of those filler stickers, you will see in a moment after I slip this one in, on a filler card, I guess you could say, and kind of add a little bit of something to it. This is a picture of Aaron's little sister and her artwork that she was making at school that I stole off some family's Facebook. And the art gene in Aaron's family is really strong. So it comes from his dad, and all of Aaron's siblings on his dad's side of the family are quite artistic. They love drawing. Aaron, as you know, if you follow his YouTube channel, which is called Inkie Beard, go and show him some love. He loves drawing and sketching, and so the art gene is strong. So I'm thinking, if Archie's getting the art gene from Daddy and he's also getting an art gene from Mummy, he's either going to they're going to clash each other out, and he's going to have no artistic bone, not wanting to do any art, not liking it, not, enjoying it at all, or he's going to love it. So it'll be one extreme or the other, I think. So here I decided to do a flip pocket, and I'm using these Snap Simple Stories flip, I think they're called like flip flaps, or if you're looking for them, just type in Snap like flip pocket and you should be able to find them. And I've used them before. They're these little adhesive pockets that you can just stick on the top, and they're great for those weeks where you just have a couple of extra photos and you don't want to do a whole nother page. Highly recommend just grabbing a pack and putting it in your stash, especially if you're a beginner. I think they're really handy if you're a beginner and you don't want to experiment with all having 50 different combinations of page protectors. They're just a really easy way to just add those couple of extra photos or a bit of extra journaling to your page. So here I'm just using a white card for this one, and I used a clipboard from the planner kit and laid it with a little circle and did a little bit of stamping like before on the title card. I used those stamps to kind of make a generic making memories stamping quote, I guess you could call it, and I'm just adding some journaling in here on the clipboard as well. And then I'm slipping that in, and you'll see when I do the final reveal that this one is actually hidden under the first pink card that you can just see peeking up there in the top of the screen. So I'm all finished. So even though it was Christmassy, the kit, I didn't actually use any Christmassy things. So there's that flip pocket, and they're really easy to attach, and you can see through them. You can't even tell that it's really there. As I've said before, a man riding by on a horse wouldn't be able to notice. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you check out the unboxing. I always try and do an unboxing at the same time as a process video, so you get a bonus video when I do these. I will also have a traveler's notebook layout using this kit over on my Let's Get Inkie YouTube channel. I don't think it will be next week because I'm having next week off. It'll be the first week of Jan, I do believe, or maybe even later this week. You'll have to go and subscribe to find out. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.